All right, tonight for dinner we are having salmon fillets, asparagus, and a coconut rice. See Chef Dan over here.
Hi.
It's going to be roasting the asparagus in the oven on what?
375.
375?
All you gotta do is just keep an eye on the stuff while it's in the oven.
And since these are pencil asparagus, it's going to cook a lot faster than the regular size asparagus.
It's only gonna take a few minutes.
Yep, mix it up. So we did a little bit of oil, and we're going to have some
With salt.
salt and pepper. Paloma. All right, I'm going to mix it up in the pan so it all gets evenly coated. Then you have to spread it out evenly onto the pan because you don't want any spots that are not going to get cooked all the way. Okay.
Why don't you talk about the salmon? What did you put on the salmon?
Okay.
Looks awesome.
All right, so here we go. So what I do with the salmon so far is I just put a little bit of Old Bay seasoning. I feel like that's always a good staple to have when you are doing seafood. But today I'm also adding my favorite seasoning. If you don't have it, you need to buy it. From Trader Joe's, everything but the bagel seasoning. I use this on almost everything. Avocado toast on top of eggs, salmon. You can crust it with anything. It has a good balance. I even put it, when I make pot stickers, I also use this with the soy sauce mix. And I also put it inside and sometimes as a garnish. So it's good for a garnish, crusting, inside things, however.
Really good with the sesame. I mean, it always has that nutty flavor.
Yeah.
So it enhances a lot of dishes.
And the best part about this, it has a flaky salt. Flaky salt is the best type of salt I feel like you can have. It's really good. Okay, so I'm going to just sprinkle some of this everything Trader Joe's, but the bagel seasoning on top. And just kind of press it down.
This is our coconut jasmine rice. So what you first do is you add your liquid, your jasmine rice, you bring it to a boil, and then you're going to lower your heat.
So it's going to add a nice coconut lime flavor. Let's give it a little bit of a stir. You want to stir too much of the rice because then it'll start to stick together. So you kind of want to like fluff it. If you have a fork, cool. If you have a wooden spoon like I have, kind of just be a little bit careful with it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, since we cooked off the asparagus in the oven and the rice is done, which took about 20 minutes, we are now going to sear off the salmon. The reason why we're doing the salmon last is because it's a little thin, so it doesn't need that much time to cook off. So I'm going to take this over here, the salmon fillets. I have a hot pan. I'm going to add oil. Kind of swish it around a little bit so it gets evenly coated. This is a non-stick pan as well. You can use a cast iron pan or any other type of pan, but right now we're using a smaller version. So you're going to take, since it doesn't have skin on it, you're going to take the top side up. I'm also going to season the other side, what I did on the front side of it. So on the back side, a little bit of Old Bay seasoning. You don't want it too much because it is salty and it will overpower a delicate fish. A little bit of salt and a little bit of that everything but the bagel seasoning.
Let's take a look at that rice. How's that rice look? Oh, that's perfect.
Yes. All right, now I'm going to add some of the butter. And it's basically like a basting process. Not only is it going to cook the fish on the top, it's also going to create a sauce. So we're going to try to create a brown butter sauce that's going to go with the salmon. Tilt the pan and just baste it like you would do with a turkey or beef or anything else that you're cooking. See how it's starting to cook a little bit?
And that's going to add flavor to the fish.
Yeah, it's going to add flavor. It's going to add some more fat to it, as if it, doesn't need any more fat, but it's also going to create a sauce. for our salmon.
Walk us through it.
Okay, so now that I have my butter at a certain point, it's going to pour it into this, keep it on the side. So this is my brown butter. So it has a nutty flavor to it, which actually is really good with meats and seafood as well. Okay, I'm gonna check on. Okay, now that I took the brown butter out, I'm going to flip over the salmon with my fish spatula. Has a nice, beautiful brown flavor and color to it.
It's nicely encrusted too.
Yeah, it's very encrusted with that seasoning that we've used. Everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's, my favorite place in the world. You're gonna sear the salmon on one side. The first time you're gonna sear it for about 3 or 4 minutes. You make the brown butter in the time being, which is right here. Set it to the side. And then on the other side, on the bottom side of it, you're also gonna cook it for about 2 or 3 more minutes, depending on how you like the salmon. Salmon can also be cooked medium rare, almost like a steak. Could be well done, however you like it. So I'm gonna be plating up the salmon to show you what it's gonna look like. So you take the coconut rice, put it in one part of here. Okay. You take the asparagus. Then you get your beautiful piece of salmon. Lay it right on top. Then you finish off with your brown butter. And then you can garnish it with some scallions. There you have it.